Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Dave Yachter, the chiropractor. In today's episode, we're going to discuss the three biggest signs and concerns of a weak immune system. And so we're going to talk about the most critical factors when it comes to preventing cancer, the common cold, and COVID. And the reason why this is important is because, especially now, I mean, it's always a concern, with cancer, having genetic factors running in our families, and we are always looking for things to do preventatively. No one likes to get colds and flus and just to be dealing with that. But most importantly, now with everything that's happening with COVID and the Delta variant, there are things that we need to be brought up to date with as far as what to be on the lookout for. So the problem is basically there are the most common signs that we see, the three biggest ones that we see with a weak immune system. Number one is chronic colds and flus. If you're getting sick all the time, I mean, the average for an adult, for most people, 2 to 3 times a year. And it's much less than that, obviously, for people who are under regular chiropractic care. If you've been under care for 2, 5, 10, 15, 20 years under my care, I am sure you'll agree and you can testify that you hardly get sick at all. And you can look back on those days when it wasn't like that. But the longer you're under chiropractic care, the stronger, generally speaking, your immune system gets. But if you have common colds, flus, if you're getting that very, very frequently, if you have allergies, if you're finding lots of frequency with skin infections like candida, thrush, ringworm, different types of fungal infections, that's also very commonly a sign of a weak immune system. So that's one thing. Another thing is having a close eye on your vitamin D and inflammation markers. I talked about this in my last video. If you haven't looked at your vitamin D levels, you have to know exactly where those levels are. Just knowing that it's in the normal range, quote unquote, as far as what your doctor told you, that could be 30 or 40. And that may be considered normal, but that's still low and not in the range where it needs to be preventative for things like cancer, COVID, common colds, and things when it concerns your immune system. The other factor is the C-reactive protein, CRP, knowing exactly where your numbers are with that. And again, without going into too much detail, please reference my last episode or just ask me how this would affect you if you don't know where your levels are. And I would say even more important than being confident thinking that you're taking the right supplements is knowing that you're taking the right dosages. So all of these become critical components when you're looking for a predictable outcome with a proactive plan to prevent these things, especially when it comes to bolstering and supporting your immune system. So lastly, if you're not aware of this, what studies are showing now, especially preliminary studies coming out of Europe, showing that when it comes to the Delta variant now, interesting findings, people who have been vaccinated, so if you or anyone that you know, loved ones, family, friends who have had the COVID vaccine are at significantly greater risk for contracting COVID or the Delta variants. And interestingly, many studies have shown that the people who have died recently from COVID and the Delta variants, the people who were vaccinated were 5 times more likely to die than those who were unvaccinated. It seems that with the Delta variant, the effects with the COVID vaccinated people have been worse. So if you have been vaccinated, you need to take heed and really look at this very carefully and closely and make sure you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's when it comes to knowing all you can and doing all you can with your immune system right now. And so that's what we're going to be talking about at this workshop. It's not a matter of what you've been doing, thinking that it's okay. You have to know that it's okay. You have to know that you know that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt. And like I said, we're going to leave no stone unturned at this upcoming workshop. So we're going to talk about how you can prop this up. We're going to talk about how you can make your immune system 300% stronger. And I'm going to show you where that comes from. We're going to talk about the immune system supportive supplements, and most importantly, the right supplements to make sure that your body can absorb them. It's one thing to take a supplement, but it's another thing when it comes to bioavailability to make sure that your body can actually absorb it, number one. And number two, the proper dosage, because it has become alarmingly shocking to me of how many of my patients are taking supplements, for example, vitamin D supplements, and their levels are still dangerously low. So you have to know what your levels are, number one, and number two, you have to know the proper dosage that you should be at. And it's different for everybody. It's not cookie cutter. We're going to be talking about all of these things, how to improve your energy, how to prevent cancer, sickness, disease at this upcoming workshop. So it's coming up Monday, July 19th at 6 o'clock. There's going to be limited seating. So I would urge you to register now, register early, get yourself registered, get yourself the free tickets. Click on the link below. That'll take you to Eventbrite for your free tickets for yourself, family members, friends, loved ones, and get on the registration list as soon as possible. So I look forward to seeing you there. Thank you for joining me today. I love and appreciate you. God bless.